Details today on schedule cooperation in Illinois that other tracks could learn from. The USMTS can't catch a break. Plus, why gambling on dirt racing is set to be a boon for the sport, regardless of how negatively some view it. Let's go. It's Tuesday, June 18th. I'm Justin Fiedler. This is Dirt Tracker Daily presented by Kubota Genuine Parts. If you like what we do here, please consider subscribing wherever you watch or listen to The Daily Show, whether that's on YouTube, the podcast places, or you can follow Dirt Tracker on Facebook because full episodes are posted there every day as well. So subscribing to the show, it's free to do. All you have to do, click a button, that's it. That helps get Dirt Tracker seen better in the algorithms, and it makes sure you don't miss any future episodes. We do this 5 days a week, so make sure you keep up on the news and conversations going on around dirt racing. And just to give you some numbers behind this, at the moment, we're at like around 31,000 subscribers on YouTube, but in the month of May, we had over 150,000 unique video viewers just on YouTube. That means a whole lot of you watch who don't subscribe. If you'd like to take things a step further, you can also share episodes. You can tell a friend. Both of those things free to do as well. Thanks, at the very least, for the consideration. I want to double back today to the conversation about legal gambling and betting that's come to dirt racing with USAC. When we talked about this a few weeks ago, I was actually pretty surprised by the reactions on that show. A lot of you were very negative about what this would mean for the future, which caught me a bit off guard. A lot of assumptions that races would suddenly have manufactured outcomes and even references to organized crime. You've been able to basically bet on every other major sporting event for a long time now, and even though there have been some issues here and there, I have not seen the same backlash in those places. In terms of view count, that show actually didn't do that well, which actually I even considered not talking about this at all, just because I don't know that this one will do all that well either. But when I have a daily show underperforming, I make changes to the title and to the thumbnail, because if I can't get people to click on the video, they don't watch. And because I had changed the title and thumbnail away from the gambling topic that day, I even had comments that I was suddenly trying to hide something about the gambling. I guess insinuating that the mob had gotten to me and made me change it. A quick reminder, not everything is a conspiracy, but also I didn't remove the topic from the show. I just changed the title and thumbnail to try and get some more views, because I'm here trying to run a business. Anyways, back to the gambling. We are now a few weeks into being able to bet on races, and I've been curious about the early impact because anecdotally, it seems as though interest in USAC is up. I don't have access, obviously, to Flow Racing's streaming numbers, but I would venture a guess that they've seen a bump. I've had more messages and comments about USAC in the past 2 weeks than maybe the last several years. People from places in the sport of dirt racing who I didn't think cared a bit about USAC have reached out to me with betting questions. Where can they do it? How do they get involved? Where do they find the odds, etc.? And obviously, my individual experience isn't hard evidence, but I do have at least something measurable to look at, and that's my website analytics. I have 3 areas of the analytics section at DIRTRACKR.com dedicated to USAC. And you know what? All have seen a massive spike in recent weeks. Just for example, Chili Bowl time is often big for the midget portion of the site. People are doing research for Chili Bowl pool picks. It would make a lot of sense that they're looking at USAC results. But the month of June has seen 3 times the traffic to the midget stats pages that I normally get during Chili Bowl. That's a massive jump. The sprint car pages are also up, as are the Silver Crown stats pages, and we've seen just a single Silver Crown race since the betting started. It would certainly appear to me that betting has brought a renewed interest to USAC. And along with that spike in interest, at least some measure of financial benefit is sure to follow. As we've talked about the last few weeks about Brady Bacon and my point that he should switch to winged racing, the discussion about payouts on the non-wing side has been bubbling. Chase Rodman even had a video this week on his YouTube channel comparing the dollars on the wing side versus the non-wing side. As you could have guessed, the comparison's not great. There is orders of magnitude more money available in winged sprint car racing right now versus non-wing. So knowing that and understanding that legalized gambling could bring more money into the sport, help those teams, does your opinion of gambling change? And understand, if this is showing itself to be a valuable revenue driver and grower of interest for USAC, then the other series are going to take notice and likely follow. It seems like it's probably only a matter of time at this point. So if every other major sport on the planet is benefiting from this, why should dirt racing not do the same? I would love to know your comments about this. In Iowa, Summer Nationals begins week 2 tonight at Davenort Speedway with a 5,000 to win show. No modified nationals tonight. They'll be back racing tomorrow at Adams County. Tyler Erb, the week 1 champion, after winning all 3 races that were contested. Dennis Erb Jr. and Jason Fager, the only other drivers to pick up 3 top 10s in those events. Doesn't look like Dennis Erb Jr. is competing this week as he prepares for the upcoming busy World of Outlaws swing, but Fager will be back tonight. Others expected include Billy Moyer, Cody Overton, McKay Wanger, Tanner English, Frank Heckenass, The Simpsons, Gordy Gundaker, a whole lot more. Hot laps get rolling at 6:30 p.m. local time. Racing will be streamed live over on Dirt Vision. And going back to yesterday's show, we mentioned that the Sycamore Summer Nationals date had been rescheduled for July 8th, which put it up directly against the Flow Series race at Lincoln. But the track announced last night that they have called an audible and the race has now been moved to July 18th. A post on their Facebook page said, quote, "We know that it does no one any good to compete against another track for big races, so we took our plans back to the drawing board," unquote. And DIRTRACKR's Sam Driggers told Dirt on Dirt that the event will not count towards any weekly championship because it will technically be after the Summer Nationals season was scheduled to end, but it will still count towards the overall Summer Nationals points. The track as well is bumping the purse from $5,000 to $6,000 to win to entice teams to come back for the reschedule. Obviously, these rainouts, they always suck. I don't know why this continues to be a topic of conversation, but it doesn't do anybody any good to rain these races out. But I definitely applaud Sycamore for making this move. This type of cooperation would not happen at a lot of other places. If you were hoping for some USMTS modified racing this week, you'll have to wait a few more days. Tonight's race at Off-Road Speedway and tomorrow's show at Beatrice have both been rained out. Beatrice has been rescheduled for August 7th, and officials with the series and the track are working on a new date for Off-Road. This is now 4 straight races lost for the Touring Modified Series. Horrible luck, absolutely terrible luck. USMTS will try again this weekend with 81 Speedway coming up Friday and Saturday. Jake Tim leads the championship right now over Jim Chisholm and Terry Phillips. In New Jersey, the Short Track Super Series is back in action tonight. They've got a 6,000 to win show for the South region. It was just back to Sunday where Mark Johnson won the North region race at Devil's Bowl. At the moment, Matt Williamson leads both regional championships, the North region and the South region, and the overall standings. Drivers expected to race tonight include Williamson, Matt Shepard, Anthony Perego, Ryan Godown, the Grosso brothers, Billy Pouch Jr., Danny Buck, a lot more. Racing is set for 7:15 p.m. Eastern, and you can watch live on Flow Racing if you cannot get there. All right, that's it for the Daily Show today. Make sure to head up the streaming schedule at DIRTRACKR.com/watchnight and see all the latest news and releases from around the sport at DIRTRACKR.com. If you are a subscriber to the Slider email newsletter as well, there's a new one of those in your inbox today, so check that out. I hope you guys have a great Tuesday out there. We will see you right back here tomorrow.